Alright, hello. This is actually me doing this the second time because I filmed like a little stretching thing for you, and then I kind of let it sit for a few days, and when I went back to edit it, I realized my external hard drive done died. I hope you're doing great, and with this, hopefully you'll have some more ammunition in your bank to use, because I know how much a creative uses their hands. So let's start with just a small warm-up. We rotate the hands in both directions. Good rule of thumb is that you do like your age in total. So 32, so I'm doing like 16 in each direction. And we change the palm. And this gets the joints nice and warm. Alright. Do a little dislocating. I've never seen anyone hurt themselves doing this, but it's a good way to get some flexibility in them shoulders. Open up the chest. And then the opposite. Get nice and loose. Spin the hands big. It was like good to do whether in the morning or in the middle of the day. Of course, you might be inclined just to skip this and go to the rubber band stuff, opposite ways. But I suggest warming up the body a little bit. If not with my style, another style. Great. Okay, now you want to maybe get into this, because we start with fingers closed, and then we go into out and touching the fingertips. And we do the two extremes. And you can see that for me they're touching, but you know, if it's like all the time going like this, you just slow it down. And this is a good kind of like coordination exercise at the same time. Get your body working together. And then we go for fists. And for these, like, it's more duration. You can go for repetitions, but this is a good way to kind of like make your kind of fast twitch muscle fibers more agile, because this is what a lot of wrestlers do, because for them they're grappling all the time, so then their hands get very slow in opening, and it's like very bad. So then they do this type of stuff to get that explosive ability and keep it strong. And then what I got is this fan. So we're basically like kind of leading either with the index finger or the pinky and doing these circles while rotating our wrists and trying to go from one extreme position to another. And here also you can kind of like vary the angle, kind of see how it feels in these different angles. Ooh, I haven't tried that one in a while. A little tough, but that's good. You should be feeling your hands getting pretty warm now, so that's good. All right, so we get the band, and let's start with a fairly like a nice grip that you feel it, but that you're able to go full extension all the way back. And notice what I'm doing with my thumbs. So first of all, I'm locking in the scapula, right? And then I'm pulling. And as I pull, I'm pulling my thumbs apart too. So as I go inward, I'm bringing my thumbs closer. And as I'm flexing, I take them out. And I really try to feel it in my upper back. Really, really feel it. All right. Get that in there. All right. Next is shoulder dislocators. So again, we take the band out, we stretch it, and we kind of like go back and forth. And once we're comfortable, we can tighten. That's close to my limits for today, at least. And this is a really great way to warm up the rotator cuff. For me, maybe that even feels a bit too much, so take it a bit more relaxed. And here it's good to also like the body can easily like try to compensate. So I try to keep the core pretty tight and ensure that the movement is done pretty much exclusively by the hands. All right. Okay, so here I'm gonna use door handle. I'm gonna pass this through, and I'm gonna grab these, and now I'm gonna again lock the scapula to get the proper line, and now holding this in my fist. Yeah, this is a really tough one. So maybe I'll take just one in my hand, and I'll pull and go outward. And this is really good for our rotator cuff because our external rotation is always weaker. I think it was like 3-to-1 ratio to our inward rotation, and this can be very weak very often. So kind of like this really helps to work the 4 stabilizer muscles that are involved. I'll just do the other side a little bit. And here you can see I'm really trying to keep the elbow close to the body because the body wants to start extending the hand and go straight. But what you want to try to do is just keep it kind of snug. One technique is to hold something in the middle here, and that ensures that you're putting it where it should go. Alright, so my hands are feeling pretty good. One thing that's also good if you have access to it is a stick of some sort, so like hammer also is good, or something that's kind of like heavier on one end. So when you do these kind of like circles, it is a really good way to warm up the wrist and give it some positive stress. And then also what I like to do is like swing this side to side and then ensure that I'm stopping pretty much at level, because it can go further, but to stop it is to kind of like utilize force and have that power to manipulate whatever object you're holding. And also trying to rotate wrists in opposite directions is a really great way to straighten up tensions and kind of get some nice liveliness into your wrists. Alright, so that's pretty good. Just show you 2 more, which don't require stick. The first one I already showed you, so this should be familiar, where we put our hands forward and take them behind ourselves, and then rotating the thumbs, bringing them back behind our head, behind our back, and going into the handcuffs position, and trying to take our hands far up towards our neck as we can without making contact with our back. Alright, so that was one. And this one is really the kick. This one I love doing, and I should do more of. Just keep forgetting to do it. And here I'm flattening my spine all the way, so there's no room anywhere to go between my back and the wall. And I try to see how far or how close I can get my ankles to the edge of the wall without feeling my pelvis trying to start to tilt. Right? This is a good way to really like force the bends of our spine to try to straighten out. And this really always helps me to notice how much tension there is in my neck. Okay, so the idea is that we're going to put our hands in a W position, and here you can really start to notice if your back starts to roll and if your scapula starts to stick out, but you just kind of fight it. And so what I'm doing is I'm like adjusting how far away my feet are from the wall to get more control into my back spine position. So W, I got the L formation happening with my index finger and thumb, elbows against the wall, and without lifting my elbows or this L finger position, I move my hands up the wall, and I try to keep my back completely flat. And at some point you'll notice that there will be tension and you're not able to take your hands any further, and that's fine. Just take some deep breaths and try to go further. And just go back down and back up. Whew. And this really requires neuromuscular reprogramming. And it's really a godsend. Really has helped me with my back. Whew. So first time you do that especially, you might feel some like tension and weird types of like shaking from your muscles, but it's all good. You just keep doing those every day at some point, and you'll notice a significant difference in the health of your posture and muscles. And all the best to you. See you when you get back.